I think I like the second one more. Because it connects me to the earth, as you were saying, but specifically through my beloved trees. Because they facilitate our breathing. In fact, we can't breathe clean enough air if it wasn't for them. You were talking about how the breath grounds you. You think about trees and the very deep root system that they have to have.
Yeah, what came to me is be grateful for the trees.
Mm. And that's part of what you were talking about in being present and having faith that your presence is for the higher good, and that higher good is for everybody else's. It's interesting that if we really go for the present, that most of the time there is peace and order. And there's a flow and a dance between nothing, something, and everything. And we breathe between form and formlessness. And we dance between those two things continually. And so breathing in a certain way, you might think that's formless, but if you've got a practice, it's a form. And our bodies are form, and trees are form, and plants are form, and animals are form. The breath itself is formlessness, but breathing is form.
Yeah, I use breath work as a permission slip.
So you don't breathe if you're not using it?
Say that again, Heinz.
He doesn't breathe if you don't use it.
Yeah, I only breathe on my breath work. That's it. The rest of the time I stop breathing.
It's just osmosis.
Hmm. The sun that get me going. But because it's dark right now, I gotta breathe. Mm.
I'll never forget this. It brings back a memory to me when I dropped my daughter off to her first year. Actually, it wasn't. It was her second year of university. Her dad had taken her for her first year. And I wasn't well when she went for her first year. And the second year, I managed to go. She only lived about 2 hours. The university town is only about 2 hours from Toronto. But it was very exciting for her because it was her first independent home. The first year she'd lived in res. And so there were these 4 young women, and they were all so excited. Oh my God. And, parents are secondary completely by that point. So it's in place of honor if you can be around them. And when I drove away, my chest was so tight, and all I could think of was just to ask the trees to help me breathe, because I could hardly breathe, just with the joy and sadness, the ambivalence of leaving her, knowing that she was loved and excited about life, and so grateful for that. And then just the loss, that I wasn't going to see her for at least a month. And that's all I could think of, was to ask the trees to breathe for me. And those experiences that we have when something is really beautiful, how it takes your breath away. And of course, the opposite too. And so to learn to embrace both. And then to learn to watch those that you love. And you watch their experience of the depth of joy and the depth of sadness, and the impact that that has on them. And to be a true mirror, you need to as they say in North America, stay in your lane. And that way you amplify it. You facilitate, perhaps then also the dance from the one to the other.
Good morning, Craig.
Morning, Craig. Yeah, Allison, when you were talking about the trees, what came to me is like I was in South Korea and then I saw people with masks on and I was like, what are they doing? There's no COVID. So, um, so they were wearing a mask because the smog and the dust, and so people are really like my father-in-law really checked like, the air quality, and if it's not good enough, then he doesn't go out and doesn't go biking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like Korean people are very smart people. You know, they gotta find a solution for this. You know, like they can blame like China all they want, but they gotta find a solution because it's eventually it won't be livable there. And what came to me is like, man, like we went down south, like more the countryside, and there is completely different. Like you only like about 4 hours away, but the air quality is so much better. But then like I looked around me and I was like, there's so many trees down south,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
none, like pretty much none, like in the city.
Oy.
If people start planting trees, then they're gonna get the air quality back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, it must be a machine, like something that like filter the air, something, you know? Like they're
Yeah.
smart people. But then like you were talking about trees and I was like, ding, gotta start
Yeah.
planting more trees, you know? The problem with them, like it's just like they don't have the land for it. You know, it's not like Canada, US.
Mm.
Like it's so populated and it's so
Mm.
concrete life.
Mm.
So I'm even more grateful for the trees now.
Mm. And for the forests all over the world, right? That's why the Amazon is so precious.
Yeah.
I need to go for today. Thank you so much for the embrace and the breath and the presence. Have a good day, guys.
Have a great day, Allison.
You too, Pascal. Bye, Jessie.
Good morning, Craig.
Good morning.
We've been aware of dreaming, embracing faith, grateful for breath. And in the breath, it's like the silence. It's like to be aware of our breathing, of our breath. Nearly requires silence. So for me, like that silence is like, what's the focus? Where does it go? Where does it take us?
Sensing the vibrations. Sensing the energy. Your own personal energy. Your home frequency.
Filtering out the frequencies.
Well, and acknowledging your true ones, true frequencies.
Yeah, acknowledge that there's the low, there's the high frequency, and that you have the choice to choose.
Yeah, what's coming through these epiphanies, for me anyway, is that you have a home frequency that's just yours, but the other one is that you have a true nature frequency that you came into this incarnation with. And that's the one to sync up to. So eventually in the silence, you'll find that. You'll find your true frequency. Because it has no resistance. No resistance whatsoever.
And that doesn't mean we won't have resistance to it.
Yeah, but when you're home in it, in your
Yes.
true nature frequency, there won't be resistance to it because that's kind of where you started from.
Yes.
And once you realize your current home frequency, there's no resistance to that either.
Mhm.
But they're possibly out of tune. Might be a good way to explain the difference.
Yeah, they are out of tune. One is the true frequency, and the other one is the frequency that who we think we need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, one require effort and the other one is effortless. Because once you find it, I guess the work is to stay in it, be effortless. But we think we need to work for it. But in reality, we just need to let it go. Let go of the false self.
Yeah, your false self has a frequency of its own. Generally, we don't speak about it in those terms as if it's frequency. Generally, we don't know to consider it a frequency.
So it's aligning to the true frequency, the home frequency, and the choice of choosing the direction, the choices, the creations to bring forth. To intend. That is the shortcut.
Yeah, your original true nature frequency that you came in with carries all of that.
And so what's in the way for most of us?
Well, it's probably a frequency that we've ascribed to.
Yeah. You be like whoever, be like someone else, act like someone else.
Yeah, fit in.
Like RJ says, nobody needs to fit in. Nobody here is here to stay. And yeah, we're talking about low frequency, high frequency. And I came across, well, I would say my mentor is RJ. It was about addiction. And he said how to overcome addiction is to be present with the addiction long enough that the I am, which is the true self, will alchemize the addiction, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And question it.
Yeah.
Where is it coming from? And it doesn't belong to you.
There we go. There we go. It's not mine and it's not me.
No, exactly. You pick that up somewhere.
Yeah. 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 Well, and held on to it somehow as if it was you or it was yours.
Yeah. We ruminate on it. We take action on it. You know, like, and I'm a student in there. You know, like, I think it was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Just, you know, going to wash the windows of my wife's salon. Well, it's not my wife's salon, but it's her friend's salon. And she was like, "Oh, can you wash the windows?" And it's like, "Yeah, for sure. No problem." So we're going there, and I get a text message from my business partner that he says, one, the income property, like the tub is not draining. And I'm like, shoot. And then like you should see like all the thoughts are coming in, right? Oh, I don't have my tools, like what I'm gonna do, like, you know, I gotta fix this right now, blah, 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 without even knowing what's the issue.
Yeah.
And then so it's like, whoa, 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 relax, relax, you know? And so I get to the salon, and so I text the guys like that live there, and I don't get an answer right away, right? So I wash the windows, like, you know, have a peaceful time, and then eventually, like, I get a text from them, and they're like, "Oh, we all fixed it."
Yeah.
But like, I went through like all this, oh my God, like what I'm gonna do, like, you know, like they can't take their bath, da 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 da, you know, like are they gonna stop paying rent because of this? You know what I mean? Like all these thoughts for nothing. Right? One bad message. And then like I'm like, oh my God, like freaking out. Instead then be like, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just water. That's not draining, you know? So yeah, I just felt like needed to share that.
Mm.
But yeah, it's when I stay kind of present with it and not thinking about it and acting on it and do what I'm supposed to do at the moment, which is wash the windows and not think about this, then like things just resolve itself. Stopping or stop putting energy to things that don't want to grow.
Some kind of wisdom told you that you didn't, that particular issue didn't need to be engaged with at the time. Even though your mind thought so.
Yeah, because I identify with it at the time. And then I let it go. but if I would been washing the windows and think about it and then be like even more freaked out, I almost for sure had to do something with it.
Yeah.
We create our reality moment to moment to moment to moment.
See, I find when I choose not to engage with something like that, that I end up sending some energy to it, and the energy solves the problem instead of me.
Because that's just one possibility, right? Of going and then go and fix it. The other
Mhm.
possibility might be like, well, one of the tenants, he's pretty handy and then like he's able to fix it itself.
Yep.
Another one would be something else, right? So it's just
Yep.
one possibility, but like by being in the presence and the silence, then you have access to everything.
Mhm.
But when you're all freaking out, you only have one choice.
So maybe that's a choice too.
It is.
Choosing to have access to everything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And when you choose that one thing, right, you put your energy and attention on it, and it multiplies. It like brings into existence that one thing.
Mhm.
Because you keep putting, like, if it came as, oh, I Pascal have to go fix that, you're gonna organize around that. And just that one, nothing else.
But that's how we've learned to respond to what life throws at us, right? I said, if I'm aware of a problem, it becomes my responsibility and my responsibility to do something about it. And we're coming to realize that that kind of doggy logic is not correct. Maybe your responsibility ends with an energetic response. yeah, despite the cultural bias we have in our society, towards taking action right away, which tends to be assumed when you're given a command of some kind. When you start looking into the energetic blueprints of human beings, about 70% of us are designed to wait before we respond. Which means that the so-called next obvious action is not obvious to about 70% of us.
Yeah, and it's to ask ourselves, like, why am I reacting to this? Where is it coming from? Is dad react like me? His mom was reacting like me? my brother was like that? Any friends? Where did I pick that up?
Or were you told to do something and it was assumed that it had to be right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To realize that it didn't come from me. And delete that program.
Yeah. Yeah. That's been one of the most challenging to let go of because it's so ingrained.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea of forced action. You know, I tried to live my life that way. And yeah. Yeah. And the burnout that ensued nearly killed me. You know, I'm learning every day to let life come to me. And that what God lets come through is for my highest benefit. And that includes learning to respond without a sense of panic. And it also involves learning to ask for help when I need it.
No, guys, thank you for a great morning.
Thanks for a great morning. You have a blessed day, all of you.
Thank you. You all too.
Yeah, have a great day, everyone. Love and hugs.
Thanks, Craig.
Love
Thanks,
and
Yeah,
hugs.
thank you guys.
Thanks,
Have
Pascal.
a good one.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Drive safely, Pascal.
Yeah, we'll do.